Welcome to Live Interactive English. I'm Nina.
And I am Mike.
Yes, today we are doing Gift of the Magi.
All right, so it's Christmas time. We have a Christmas story for you with a twist. Now, this is an interesting one because the Magi, or Magi, as some people will pronounce it, these are also known as the three wise men, the one who came to where Jesus was born a few days after he was born, and they gave him those three gifts, right? Gold, frankincense, and myrrh, the three wise men, or the Magi, or Magi. But our story today and tomorrow, it's a two-day story. It has nothing to do with that Bible story, that famous story of Jesus and the three wise men.
So is it a different gift, maybe?
Yeah, well, I think it's part of, the reason we give gifts at Christmas is from the example of the three wise men in the Bible. So there's that connection. And it's also just about giving gifts with love at Christmas, not worrying about, buying the most expensive thing, but trying to give something from the heart to the heart, right? From you to a person you love and care about, as a way of showing that at Christmas time, because that's what it's really all about.
Yes, that does sound really lovely. So let's learn more about it.
All right.
$1.87. That was all Della had. Tomorrow would be Christmas Day, and she wanted more than anything to buy her husband Jim a gift. She had tried to save for months, but rent and food were always so expensive. Suddenly, an idea struck her. Della looked in the mirror and let down her beautiful long brown hair. She loved her hair dearly, but she loved her husband far more. Throwing on her worn jacket and hat, she dashed out into the street. She stopped at a shop that sold expensive wigs. Her heart raced as she went up the stairs right away.
All right, so the gift of the Magi. Let's get into this very interesting Christmas story and see what it's all about. It starts with a very interesting first sentence as well. $1.87. $1.87. If that's US dollars, that's like 50 NT or something. Not
very
a
little.
lot of money. $1.87. That was all Della had. Oh, so Della is clearly a character. That's usually a lady's name. And she doesn't have a lot of money. If she's planning on doing some Christmas shopping, it's going to be tricky.
It's going to be hard for sure.
It's not a lot.
Tomorrow would be Christmas Day.
Oh, gosh.
And she wanted more than anything to buy her husband, Jim, a gift. What kind of gift could she give Jim for $1 and is it 87 cents?
$1.87. A really little gift. Not a great gift.
Maybe a card, a letter.
That could actually be really nice,
it could
or she could make something and buy the materials with that. But clearly not a rich lady. All right, so we do know that, and Christmas is tomorrow. So time is a problem. She can't save a bunch of money to buy a great gift. What will she do? Well, it says she had tried to save for months. But rent and food were always so expensive. This story, I think, is quite an old story, but it could be about today. Yeah, it's hard to save money. Food prices are high, rent, money to pay for somewhere to live, all of that stuff is expensive.
It is.
So just suddenly finding extra money to buy a great Christmas gift, this is something people have always had trouble with.
Okay. Suddenly, an idea struck her. Della looked in the mirror and let down her beautiful long brown hair. Okay, so an idea struck her, like she suddenly got the idea because she was looking at her beautiful long brown hair.
Very interesting. She's going to give her husband her hair?
I don't know. She's going to do something with her hair, right?
Well, an idea has just struck me. Let's go check in with Hanny.
Okay.
Wow.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny。这次要读的故事是 The Gift of the Magi， 最珍贵的礼物。标题里面这个 Magi 指的是新约圣经当中提到的东方三贤者，他们曾经带着珍贵的礼物去朝拜刚出生的耶稣，正好呼应故事里面送礼的主题。好，那么故事一开始就提到说，1块钱8毛7是 Della 仅存所有的钱。那明天就是圣诞节了，她最想要的就是买一份礼物送给她的丈夫 Jim。好，这边有一个重点是授予动词的用法。授予动词常常用来表达给予或是赠送的动作，像是 buy、offer、show 等等。这一类动词后面通常会需要2个受词，直接受词，那这通常是物品；还有间接受词，这通常是人。我们来看句型是授予动词加上 somebody 再加 something。那或者是用授予动词 something 后面接 to 或者是 for 再加 somebody。这边要注意，常常搭配介系词 to 的授予动词有 give、lend、sell、send、show、tell、write 等等。那么常常搭配 for 的则是有 bring、buy、choose、get、make 或是 sing 等等。举例来说 ，My friend showed me a funny video。我朋友给我看一段有趣的影片。那另外一个例句是 She bought a pair of earrings for her mom。她买了一对耳环给妈妈。好，接回课文中。
All right, welcome back. It's Christmas Day tomorrow, and Della needs a gift for her husband. She has no money, but she has beautiful long hair, so that's her gift? I'm confused.
We don't know, but
Yeah.
it had something to do with her hair, so let's
Her hair's
find out.
great. Okay.
She loved her hair dearly, but she loved her husband far more.
Oh, that's so sweet.
So it sounds like she may have to give up her hair. Right?
Okay,
because she loves her husband more than her hair.
So
Maybe she has to give something up.
So her husband's gonna get a box full of hair tomorrow for Christmas?
I don't
That's
know.
kinda weird.
That would be weird, but let's find out.
Oh, I guess we have to keep reading. It says, throwing on her worn jacket and hat, she dashed out into the street. Ah, that's a great sentence. So it tells us what she did there. She dashed or she rushed out into the street. And also her worn hat and jacket, that kind of means old. Her jacket's a little old, might have holes in the elbows. Her hat also. So it shows that clearly she isn't very rich, but she is in a hurry because to dash, yeah, it's kind of like to run or to rush, to move quickly. If someone runs across the room to answer the door or something like that, they're dashing over to the door. For example, I dashed into the store to grab some snacks. So I wasn't in there for 10 minutes, looking around. No, I kind of rushed in, got something, and rushed out because I was in a hurry.
Okay, so she dashed out and she stopped at a shop that sold expensive wigs. Huh, okay. Her heart raced as she went up the stairs right away. So she's talking about her hair, and then she went to a place that sells wigs. So wigs is fake hair that you can wear.
Yeah, like what I have on.
Oh, can I see?
No, it's not a wig. I wish it was a wig.
Okay, for example, she wore a long red wig to the party.
Okay, so this could be how she's going to make money for the gift.
Oh yeah, that would make
Interesting.
sense.
Yeah, an interesting idea. And also to give up her hair to buy her husband a present. Wow. All right, let's go over to Hanny and see what she has to tell us.
Okay. Della 有着一头美丽的棕色长发，她深爱自己的头发，但是她更爱丈夫。老师们听到这里想说，应该不是要送头发给她丈夫吧？那会很怪异耶。好，老师用到 weird 这个字，就是形容奇怪的、怪异的。而故事提到说 ，Della 她急忙穿上她的旧外套和帽子，冲到外面的街上。她在一间卖昂贵假发的店铺前面停下脚步，然后她心跳加速，立刻上楼。我们来看单字 dash。dash 这个动词表示猛冲或者是急奔，文中用到 dash out 就是表达冲出去。那么 wig 这个单字则表示假发。好，接回课文中。Okay, so Della isn't very rich, and we found out that Christmas is just around the corner, and she needs to figure out how she can get her husband a gift.
That's right. She has beautiful hair that she really, really likes, but we're thinking she's going to sell the hair to make money for the gift.
Yeah, that might be the case.
That is quite a sacrifice. But to find out more and see what happens, we'll have to read part 2. So let's do that now.
Della showed the owner of the shop her hair, which fell like a shining waterfall. The owner examined her hair expertly and offered her $20 to buy it. Della immediately accepted. With her $21.87, Della went from shop to shop and searched high and low for the perfect present. At last, she found something she knew Jim would love, a fine metal chain for his gold pocket watch. The watch was very precious to Jim, and it had been in his family for generations.
All right, welcome back. So there's Della ready to sell her beautiful hair to make money for a Christmas gift. Oh, I feel kind of sad about that. Let's see what happens. It says Della showed the owner of the shop her hair. Remember how beautiful it was? Which fell like a shining waterfall. That doesn't mean her hair was made of water. No, that would be really weird. Her hair is made of hair, but it shines like a waterfall. Look at Nina's beautiful hair. Look how it kind of falls down. It's got lovely waves in it, and if it catches the light when it's really clean, it's very shiny, right? Light kind of bounces off it. A waterfall is like that, but of course it's water. Where there's a river and suddenly the ground drops away, maybe because an earthquake millions of years ago, you have a waterfall. I think if you go to Ulai, there's a waterfall.
Definitely.
If you're in Taroko, I think you can find a few waterfalls. And of course, Niagara Falls on the US-Canada border, very famous. A lot of tourists go there. Huge waterfall, but it is a very beautiful thing. And it kind of falls, and it is shiny, and it is very beautiful, just like Della's hair. For example, the sound of the waterfall was peaceful. Okay. Probably a small waterfall. Big ones can be loud and roaring like a jet engine, but this is a nice peaceful waterfall.
Okay.
All right, so what happened?
So Della went in the store and the owner examined her hair expertly and offered her $20 to buy it. Della immediately accepted. Okay, so $20 to buy her hair. I think maybe back then that would have been a lot of money.
That's right. And remember, she had what, $1.87 before.
Yeah.
So now to have $20.
That's a lot.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so she immediately accepted. So immediately means right away or without waiting. Okay, for example, Philip answered the phone immediately after it rang. Okay, so she is trying to sell her hair.
Would you sell your hair for $20?
Well, how much?
$200.
Okay, 200 depends on how short I have to go.
That's true.
Yeah, I think it really depends on how much the person needs that money.
Absolutely,
right?
and that's kind of the idea of the story. All right, let's go over to Hanny one more time, and then we'll be back to see what happens, what Della does with all of her new money.
Della 向老板展示了她的秀发，那她美丽的头发就像一道闪亮瀑布倾泻而下。老板熟练的检视之后，就出价$20买下。Della 立刻接受了。好，来看单字 waterfall。waterfall 这个名词就表示瀑布，那么 immediately 则是副词，表示立刻、马上。好，那我们接回到课文中。
Okay, we are back. So we're going to find out what Della does now that she sold her hair and made a bunch of money, $20. Will she be spending it on a great gift? We think so. But let's see. It says with her $21.87. Remember 20 for the hair and the $1.87 she had before. Now, Della went from shop to shop and searched high and low for the perfect present. So she went around. When you search high and low, it just means you look really carefully.
Everywhere.
She didn't just buy the first thing exactly. She went everywhere to different stores to find something that she really wanted to buy for her husband.
Okay, so at last, she found something she knew Jim would love. A fine metal chain for his gold pocket watch.
Wow,
okay,
nice.
so he had a gold pocket watch. That sounds like it's worth something.
Yeah, well, it's made of gold, so that's very true. And of course, a watch can be quite expensive. And yeah, a lot of people know that a bit more than 100 years ago, 19th and early 20th century, if you had a watch, you wouldn't wear it on your wrist, you would carry it in a little pocket, right? Yes. A little pocket, so that's called a pocket watch. And that chain was to, so it would not fall out of your pocket and break and things like that. So this is a very nice thing for a very well-dressed gentleman like her husband. It says the watch was very precious to Jim, and it had been in his family for generations. Oh, so like you said, Nina, it's made of gold.
Yeah.
So it's not a cheap watch, but also it's an important watch for him because it had been in his family for a long time, generations. His father, his grandfather, maybe his great-grandfather had the same watch and they pass it down. So it's very precious. If something's precious, it's valuable. Now it can be valuable because it's expensive, like a diamond or an old Picasso painting or something. Or it can be precious, it can be valuable for your feelings, for your emotions. Maybe it's not that fancy or expensive, but it came from your grandmother, it was given to you by your father before he died. Whatever reason it is, it's important to you in your emotions, in your heart, in your family, in your life, even if it doesn't actually cost a lot of money. For example, my friendship with Heather is very precious to me. I can't say it's a $500,000 friendship. No, it just means it's important to me and it means a lot.
All right, now let's go to Hanny first and we'll learn a little bit more.
Della 现在手边的钱有21块8毛7，那看了一间又一间的商店，她到处寻找完美的礼物，最后她就找到了一个她的丈夫 Jim 一定会很喜欢的东西，是一条精致的金属链子，可以用来搭配她的金怀表。那个金怀表对她丈夫来说十分珍贵，已经在他们的家族传了好几代了。好，来看单字 precious。precious 是形容珍贵的、宝贵的，我们常常用 be precious to somebody 来表达对某人而言很珍贵。好，这边有一个重点是high and low， 这是表达到处、四处。这个副词片语就相当于 everywhere， 那常常会跟 search、hunt、look 等等表示搜寻的字词合用，来强调到处寻找。举例来说 ，They searched high and low for their missing dog。他们到处寻找失踪的狗。好，接话课文中。
Okay, so far we've learned that Della didn't really have a lot of money to buy her husband a gift, but then decided to sell her precious hair to buy him a Christmas present for, what was it, a keychain? No, it was a chain for his gold watch.
That's right, a chain for his very nice pocket watch, and she sacrificed something she loved, her beautiful hair. I mean, yes, it will grow back, but often if you have long hair,
it will take years.
10, 15, who knows how long she's been growing that hair, so that really was a sacrifice. Let's see how it all works out and if they end up having a very Merry Christmas together tomorrow for part 2.
All right, see you then.
$1.87. That was all Della had. Tomorrow would be Christmas Day, and she wanted more than anything to buy her husband Jim a gift. She had tried to save for months, but rent and food were always so expensive. Suddenly, an idea struck her. Della looked in the mirror and let down her beautiful long brown hair. She loved her hair dearly, but she loved her husband far more. Throwing on her worn jacket and hat, she dashed out into the street. She stopped at a shop that sold expensive wigs. Her heart raced as she went up the stairs right away. Della showed the owner of the shop her hair, which fell like a shining waterfall. The owner examined her hair expertly and offered her $20 to buy it. Della immediately accepted. With her $21.87, Della went from shop to shop and searched high and low for the perfect present. At last, she found something she knew Jim would love, a fine metal chain for his gold pocket watch. The watch was very precious to Jim, and it had been in his family for generations.
最后，我们来复习今天课文里的单字文法。 单字的部分有 dash 动词表示猛冲、急奔 ，waterfall 是名词表示瀑布 ，immediately 是副词表示立刻、马上 ，precious 是形容珍贵的、宝贵的。那么文法的部分，我们第一个学到授予动词的用法，你可以用授予动词加上 somebody 再加 something， 或者是用授予动词加 something 后面接介系词 to 或 for 再加 somebody。第二个学到了 high and low 表示到处、四处的意思。好，那以上是今天的讲解，同学别走开，马上回来哦。
Hey, 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 it's KiWi on the street.
I'm Kiki.
And I'm Winnie. And today we've got a special video. We are doing a reaction video.
Yes, but not just any video. We're reacting to our own bloopers.
Blooper reel. Here's the first video.
Okay.
Hey, hey, hey.
What was that?
You definitely goofed that one. I was right. Number one, goof is you.
What is that? Like,
You
were
didn't-
we even starting?
Well, rule number one is always be camera ready.
Okay, okay.
I have a feeling the second one's probably you too.
Okay, so the object of this challenge is to objective.
I messed up.
The object and objective.
Maybe I was talking about the object of the game
Or the cups.
or the cups.
Kiki, anything you want to say?
Well, I'm glad you like your cold noodles again.
Me too. That's all for today. Sorry, you're right.
Okay, fine. That one's on me. When you film a lot of episodes back to back, the lines and everything you're supposed to remember kind of gets jumbled up together. But I will admit that one was me. That one was me.
You just had a little slip up.
Yeah. I was too excited. I wanted to tell everyone to follow us on Instagram.
Sometimes it's just, we make mistakes.
I know everyone thinks we're perfect, but there are times where it's a long day and you make some mistakes. But it's nice to be able to laugh about it. Well, that's all we have for today. Remember to follow us on Instagram and send us a DM or an email, almost bloopered right there. And if you have something that you want to say in English and you just don't know how, Kiki?
Bloop, 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 bloop. KiWi later.